Sup guys, it's your boy Justin back with another graphic novel haul review. Graphic novel haul. So I got some new stuff. I got some stuff last week when I went to see The Flash, but I'm like, it was the thing where like, it's almost Canada's Day. I need to go out and get, a book I can review for Canada's Day. So yeah, I'm like, I'll hold off and I'll finally go back to the comic book store. Thankfully, I think the place has been dead for that day, so my comic book guy didn't give me any grief for not being there for a while. So thank God for that, because you guys know how it is, man. Oh my God. And not a lot of new stuff that I could see, but and I totally forgot about Free Comic Book Day. What the hell? How come nobody reminded me about Free Comic Book Day? I totally missed Free Comic Book Day. Yeah, the free comics they give out all the time sucks, but that's usually when the comic book guy will bring in a lot of great new stuff, man, including trades and key issues, which I got some key issues today. Or I think they're keys, I don't know. But yeah, first I'll show off the graphic novels I got at the mall when I went to see the Flash movie. The first one is the Black Hammer Omnibus Volume 1. I should have picked this up like a while ago, because when I first started getting graphic novels again, they had a bunch of these at the mall because Jeff Lemire is a Canadian writer, right? But they didn't have a lot of this stuff, which sucks, but it is what it is anymore. But I got the first omnibus, right? Which, because regular graphic novels are so expensive now, you're just better off just spending the extra, money to get the omnibuses, man. Which this was like, what? How much was this again? It was 40 Canadian. So that's $40. That's a good price for an omnibus, right? So yeah, we're gonna try to review this for Halloween month, right? Next, I picked up a book that came out last year that I've been wanting to get for a long time. Well, since last year's Kamen Rider, the classic manga by Shotaro Ishinomori. This is the 50th anniversary edition. Right, so this is I'm not sure what came first, the comic book or the TV show. I think they both came out around the same time. This is published by Seven Seas. This goes for $39.99 US, $41 basically Canadian. Ages 10 and up. It's in black and white. But yeah, looking forward to finally reading this. I thought about reviewing this for Tokusatsu Thursdays, but I'm like, that's, can't do that. Okay, last thing I got at the mall was Spider-Man by Todd McFarlane. This was omnibus. It's missing one issue. There's issues 1 through 14 and issue 16 and X-Force issue 4. Where's issue 15? Like, come on. Did Todd call in sick that month? Like, what the hell? But yeah, I don't review a lot of Spider-Man stuff, and I'm not gonna force myself to read Spider-Man stuff just for the channel. But I thought, I should at least pick up this, because I spent a lot of money getting what I was told was the first issue that Todd McFarlane ever worked on Spider-Man. So I paid like almost $200, and I didn't see it here. It was like Amazing Spider-Man something. I have it. I have that. If you want to see what comic book I'm talking about, I think it was in the very first graphic novel haul I did that was on camera. Which I know that sounds really dumb. You did like off-camera comic graphic novel hauls videos? Yeah, because this channel is mostly for podcasts. So I didn't think anybody would care, but people cared. So okay, yeah. Okay, now let's go to the single issues I picked up. I picked up Excalibur issue 1. I paid almost $10 for this. Right. So yeah, looking forward to reading this. Hopefully we have time this because June's almost over. X-Men month is almost over. Hopefully we have time to read this. Next, which I'm almost done reading that New Mutants omnibus. I would have finished it today if I didn't waste a lot of time trying to beat Xenogears, and which I completely screwed myself over because I got to the final boss, which is at the end of a maze, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna beat the game. I'm gonna beat the game. Nope, I couldn't beat the game because I didn't have enough money to upgrade all my mechs, and there's nowhere in the final room, like the area before you fight the final boss, to grind. So I had to leave the final checkpoint before the final boss, and now I have to go through the stupid maze of the final dungeon all over again. Oh, Jesus Christ. So here's issue 3 of Excalibur. They didn't have issue 2. I paid how much for this? I paid like almost $4. Not bad. Here's issue 4. I paid same amount of money. Yeah. There's a joke there, but yeah, who cares? And this is issue 5, where Excalibur fights Arcade. So looking forward to reading that at some point. I got that at the comic book store. Now let's go through the graphic novels I got. I picked up the Tick, the Complete Ellen, which I think this is an omnibus that collects all the Tick comics written by the original creator. So I paid, it's like 40, it's almost 40 US. I don't know how much I paid for it. I spent all my money in my wallet at the comic book store. I had like $12, I had $112 and like 50 something cents. That's how much I everything in my wallet went to the comic book store. I'm like, holy crap, I thought I spent less money than that. Jesus Christ, taxes. So this is the graphic novel I bought to review for Canada's Day, which is X-Men Alpha Flight by Chris Claremont and John Byrne. This collects X-Men Alpha Flight issues 1 through 2. X-Men Alpha Flight issues 1 through 2 from 1998. The original is from 85. X-Men 1963 issue 109, and X-Men issues 120 through 21 and 139 through 140. So there's I think 8 comics in here, 8 issues. So yeah, hopefully I can read that by Canada's Day. The only Alpha Flight graphic novels they had were omnibuses, right? Which I probably should have got the other one, but the other one was Volume 2 of John Byrne's Alpha Flight run, which is oh my god. So here we'll see the origins, I'm assuming, of the original Alpha Flight, which is a Canadian superhero team for people who don't know, right? And what was the last thing I got was I was supposed to go to this new bookstore with my mom, who loves books, but she bailed out on me, so I'm like, oh, I'll go check it out by myself. And holy crap, it was very woke, as you could say. Very woke in there, and I'm like, oh my god, I better tippy toes. Tippy toes, okay. So they didn't have. You guys should know me by now by the books I review on the channel. I like more the classic fantasy novels. I'm not a fan of the newer crap, and it was a lot of the newer crap with some of the classics, and they didn't really have any of the books I was looking for, which I was looking for the second Memory Sorrow and Form book. I was looking for more what was it? Mark Anthony, Stephen R. Donaldson, stuff like that, right? And maybe some D&D novels. There weren't even any D&D fantasy novels there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? But they did have a book that was on my not wish list, my to get list, you can say, and that is Tigana by Guy Gabriel Kay, who was, I think he's a Canadian author who was a protege of J.R. Tolkien, right? And he's famous for writing a specific fantasy book series. I forget what it's called. They had it at the mall but it was like 100 something bucks for all 5 books, and like that anime snob reviewed that series. It didn't sound that good. But yeah, this book, I saw a review for this book by a German book author, German book reviewer who, uh, I guess he would trash the SJW fantasy TV shows like the the what was it called? Oh my god, the Wheel of Time series and the other one. And I guess even though the guy was kind of woke himself, he got canceled off YouTube or something. I don't know. He just private all of his YouTube videos. So rip to that guy. But yeah, he recommended this book, and this book, from what I heard, couldn't get the well. At one thing, I couldn't get the one. They didn't have the one with the cool fantasy art that almost looked like something that Yoshiyuki Amano would have drawn, the Final Fantasy creator guy. But they had this one, and this book, if you remind me of an anime OVA that I loved by the based off a book by the creator of Vampire Hunter D, Dark Side Blues, right? And this sounded very, the book sounded like just like that movie, right? So I'm like, oh, I love Dark Side Blues. Though, if you haven't seen Dark Side Blue, that it has a very dark ending. I mean, not dark ending, but it's like, oh yeah, everybody's fucked. Which that's what it sounds like in this book. And I like dark fantasy, so yeah. So this sounded cool. Yeah, so it looks like there's some class struggle bullshit, but it is what it is. Yeah, so I might read this at some point. It's not as long as it looks. It's like 600. It's like almost 700 pages, which is still not too bad. All right. So yeah, I also have some stuff from the dollar store, but I'm not. Well, nobody wants to see that shit. I'm going to review this for Independence Day, though, just so you know. Which this collects Captain America Theater of War one-shots, Operation Zero Point, Prisoners of Duty, and America First. So look at that back cover. So yeah, I got this at the dollar store. I was gonna buy this at the comic book store, but they had it at the dollar store. So what the fuck was I gonna do? Spend $30 when I could spend $5? Fuck no. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Peace.